Welcome to RTBro's Trading Academy, where we only focus on the charts. We ignore the news because it can be manipulated, and we also ignore fundamentals because we cannot put a quantitative value on it. Now, this is going to be a massive market update on what's going on because we haven't done one the last 48 hours, and we have had enough movement that we do have enough information to update you guys on. So don't go anywhere. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is pretty simple. The level that we are at right now is incredibly important, guys. This $40,000 region, as you guys can tell, is very significant and has had a lot of significance over the last year. Okay, we can see it got tested as a resistance, broke above, come back down, retested as a resistance, resistance, broke above, support, support, broke back below, broke back above, and now this is very possibly going to act as a support. So this level is very significant. So whenever we do see it above it, that's bullish, right? And if we do see it below it, that's bearish, right? Well, right now we are hovering right inside of this region. But as long as we don't have any high time frame closes beneath it, you really should be cautious on being too bearish on the current price action, right? There's nothing really saying that this can't just be a reclaim, retest before a continuation back up, right? So right now, until we have a definitive breakdown beneath it, I would be cautious on being overly bearish right now. Now, the next thing let's talk about is going to be this chart right here. Been on this channel for a while. You guys are very familiar with it, right? So we have this monthly breaker up here, the yearly open right here. Those two levels are acting as a very significant resistance. And then we have this weekly breaker. It originally acted as a support level. However, we have now fallen through it, but we have not actually confirmed it as a resistance yet, right? Actually, I take that back. This actually has only acted as resistance. We never actually got back above it. So this is a major resistance level, and until we get it back above with a weekly close, this is going to remain as a massive resistance level. Okay. But we do have support immediately below us, guys, okay? This 4-hour breaker is exceptionally important. I cannot stress it enough how important it is, right? I've talked in a video a few videos back about how significant it is and how we have a similar fractal that exists on Bitcoin that when we lost a structure similar to this, it collapsed very harshly, okay? So this level is a must-hold level. Now, I'm not going to say if we lose a 4-hour, it's going to be just a massive drop because I think that we would have enough support at this region right here because this is a golden pocket of the entire structure, right? So this golden pocket can get a wick into, but ultimately I want to see probably a daily. I may even let it have 3-day level. So as long as we have a daily or at least a 3-day close back above it, I would still be okay with wicks to the downside, right? However, if we drop down below here and just start consolidating for a while, that would be a really, really bad thing, especially if we start losing a daily or a 3-day level, okay? But a 4-hour, I would probably be okay with a wick, okay? But anything more than that, you got to get really, really cautious, all right? If we do lose this level and the golden pocket, it's not going to be good, guys. The first stop I'm looking at is going to be down here at the 2021 yearly open, and of course, a sweep of this level is what I'm looking for first, and then it can go quite a bit lower. All right, but the first thing to do, we do have support here. Okay, so don't focus too much on this level. Focus on what happens if we get this drop down here, right? However, remember the $40,000 region is a very significant level, so we may not even get this, but I do think that it's highly likely that we will test this 4-hour breaker, right? Now, this trend line is way down here. However, if you turn on the log chart, it actually increases it to around our golden pocket region, okay? So although it's not as clean, this trend line would be around the golden pocket region on the log chart. All right, so not great, but it is what it is. Ultimately, I really don't think we're going to get a solid. I don't think we're going to get a solid trend line retest way down here. That just seems a little bit extreme for me. But obviously, it's possible, right? But I'd be pretty terrified if we lost this level and we didn't show some bullishness there, right? Let's see. The next thing we're going to talk about is right over here. It's going to be I had it up, and I guess I lost it. Let me fix it real quick. Index rate, the funding, guys, is actually very negative right now. This is some extreme funding to the downside. And this is actually a very bullish sign when you have all these overexposed shorts open. Okay. So seeing this actually is a very bullish sign. That means people are getting in some uh, really over leveraged position on their shorts, which actually could be a lot of fuel for a pump back to the upside. So these guys are overexposed. So I would not be surprised one bit if we were to get some sort of a scam wick and really mess those up. Now that's on the 4 hour, but on the daily, we also have a lot of sustained negative funding, right? And whenever you do have a lot of sustained negative funding, this actually is a bullish pressure on the market because the people in the short positions are actually in a compromisable position. Okay. Um, let's see. That's basically all I want to talk about on here. Oh, this is now going to act as a resistance as well. Let's go ahead and flip that to red. So, yeah, guys, I would be bullish here, but don't necessarily think we're going to just break right above here without any issue, right? So I do like this region as a buy, but this entire region right here is going to be a massive, massive block of just stuff to get back above. So I hope that makes sense. Now, the next thing I'm looking at is that we are now back into extreme fear. And whenever the sentiment does turn very fearful, generally that's a pretty damn good opportunity to buy, right? Now, you can't use this as your only indicator, but it's a good way to have additional confluence when you're deciding whether or not to enter a trade or not. All right, now the next thing to look at is the total market cap chart, the total market cap chart. And this one actually does not look great, guys. Okay. Total market cap does not look good right now. So the Bitcoin chart, we had some bullish pressure, some bullish momentum that we or some bullish reasons to be bullish. The total market cap does not look great. Okay. This level right here is a 4 hour level. As you guys can see, we come down here, we retested it, got back up here, retest this weekly level, and now we have fallen down below. And it looks like we even had a bearish retest of this level. This is not a good sign. I'm going to go ahead and flip this to a resistance because it's obviously acting as one. So this is the total market cap is essentially ahead of the curve on what the rest of Bitcoin is looking like, right? So we are currently retesting the top side of these wicks right here. But this right here was the key level that I was looking at. But technically, this entire consolidation cluster could be some sort of a support level. All right. So right now, we're technically on a support if you want to look into the wicks, but it's not great. So a drop a little bit further down would not surprise me one bit, which again goes hand in hand what we're looking at for Bitcoin. Now on the Bitcoin dominance, this one also is really interesting. So 2 days ago, we talked about how we went back below the 200 moving average, and that was super, super bullish for altcoins. However, now we're back above the 200 moving average. So essentially, there's a lot of indecisiveness, indecisiveness that is happening in the altcoin market right now on the ratio between Bitcoin and the altcoins. Another thing we're looking at as well is this 4 hour breaker, right? So this 4 hour breaker acted as a resistance, broke back above, acted as a support level, then acted as a resistance. But right now, it is actually reclaimed and acting as a support level. Okay. So I don't know how much longer this 4 hour level is going to have significance, but as of right now, it is still a valid level. And as long as we are above this, this is bad for altcoins. What I want to see happen is I want to see it drop down below here and then keep dropping. Okay. Now, it is good to see that our weekly level is a serious level and is being respected because, as you can see, it came down to the weekly level, hit it, and it bounced very harshly up. So this is a good thing to see that this block is being respected, right? So anytime you see that your blocks are being respected, even if it goes against your bias, that does help you give you more information that at least your trades, at least your charts are acting the way it should be, right? So this is still a normal, healthy market structure. The chart is acting the appropriate way. All right. But overall, Bitcoin dominance does not look great right now. We really want to see it get below this 4 hour level. We want to see it get below the daily 200 moving average. And ultimately, we want to see it get below this weekly level before we can really have some sort of massive movement on the altcoins. Now, speaking of the altcoins, go to the total three. On the total three, we find these levels for you guys. It was a 4 hour. Yep, 4-hour level. Okay, as you guys can see, the amount of significance that this level had. This was a breaker, went down below it, retested it, acted as resistance, fell back below. We did have some deviation to the upside, but ultimately we did lose it. So this is now going to act as a resistance. And I'm going to go ahead and even say that this level is no longer significant. We just have too much price action in between it that it really is not significant. So now at this point, the only levels that really have significance are right here. Okay, and this has actually already been tested once. So we get back above here, this would be a serious level. Now, obviously, the 200 moving average in the 4-hour is a very important level. We want to see it get back above there. And this 4-hour level is also very significant, or I believe it's an 8-hour level, actually. So this 8-hour level is very significant, and this 4-hour level is very significant. So, we are in the massive support area. Don't forget where we are currently at. This is a major weekly level. Okay, so this is still a major support level that we're currently at. And not only that, this is also the golden pocket retracement of this entire structure. So this is a massive support level. Okay, so altcoins aren't a major support level on the macro. It's just the micro stuff that is not very clear. All right. Let's see. Speaking of the altcoins, we did have one coin that did very well today. This is XRP, and it shouldn't be too surprising based upon the charts as to why it happened. All right. We had a weekly close above this weekly breaker last week. We retested it as a support level. So now we're getting some sort of a pop to the upside. This is very healthy. Now, not only on the USD pairing does it look good, also on the BTC pairing. Okay. BTC pairing also looks very healthy. And the reason why is because we go over here, we had a daily close back above the 200 moving average, and we still had this massive trend line, this massive channel breakout. Okay. And if you guys were checking out on the XRP analysis section right over here, this right here, this channel is a very important level, okay? And I talked about how the party starts once we get above this channel. And so as you guys can see, we are above this channel and the party has definitely started. So there is another level that we're looking at, and this is a 3-day level, I believe. Yes, this 3-day level is the last major level before this thing can really start taking off, okay? The reason why it's so significant is because if you look over here, we've already tested it so many times. Tested it here, 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 and now we're starting to push into it, right? So if we do get above this level and start showing some bullish market structure, this thing could really rock, guys, okay? But obviously, one step at a time, the rest of the market is looking very questionable, right? But overall, I think it still looks okay, right? We still have our bullish invalidation points. We still know what we're looking for. There are some bearish signs in the market, but overall, as long as we're above here, or at least trying to stay above here, I think you have to have some sort of bullishness on the market right now. But obviously use a lot of caution, but I think this video has really given you guys an idea of what to look for. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I think this should be sufficient for what's going on in the market. If you have any questions, like always, let me know in the comments or make sure to be on the Discord and I will answer your questions there. Have a fantastic evening and I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces, boys.